Hello guys, welcome to a new video. I'm Joseph from King of PPC, and today we're gonna be teaching you how to create a Google Ads campaign aimed for real estate. If you're a media agency and you have a client that are a real estate business that want to generate qualified leads, you can do it via Google Ads. I'll teach you how. You can also use social media marketing like Facebook, but I think Google Ads is better. I will explain you further in the video why. But okay, as you can see my screen here, we have the dashboard. I'm assuming you already have a Google Ads account created with everything. So we have to create a new campaign. Okay. And now there's many objectives you can use for a Google Ads campaign, but in the real estate business, we're looking for leads. We're looking for qualified leads. We're looking for people that are actually looking to either buy or sell their property. So we need to pretty much get a lead list, if you will, of these type of users. So we click leads, and then we go by type of conversion. There's two type of conversions we can use for real estate. We can use signups, which is the lead registration, or phone calls. I will strongly suggest to start with only signups. Calls usually don't work very well, at least in my experience, because think about it. A user doesn't actually look for an ad and they call right away. They have to check the web page. They have to check the properties they have on sale or they want to sell or everything, and they pretty much more information before calling. So I would strongly suggest to use only signups. We will call it, be able to select for the campaign. Let's click continue, and then what type of format you want to use for this campaign. Now, for real estate, I would suggest to use only two, which is search, which is the most common one, and video. Videos of real estate is not very common. I think it's a very good idea. I'm actually doing it with one of my clients that are working exceptionally well, because either some people are not doing it very much and there's less competition, so it's more cheap, and also it's more visual. A user actually can see the property or the inside of the property before entering the page, so it's pretty much a good strategy to warm up the lead. But for this specific, how do you say, example, gonna use search, which is the most common one. And then here's when you select the objectives. Now, as I mentioned, phone calls, I don't recommend doing phone calls. I would go with website visits. This is assuming you have a website of the business, the real estate business has a site with a lead form when they capture the user information, and then they'll contact them and put it up through the funnel. So in this case, website visits, you put the name of the website of the, how do you say, of the real estate agency. Let's put my dummy account, realestateagency.com, just for example. Okay. Now the campaign name, we can put here. I always use a nomenclature. I always use real estate test. Let's just do it for Miami, for example, for Florida, right? We're gonna target Florida as an example, just to have like a visual when you are seeing the campaigns. You are pretty much okay. So now we can do what type of conversion we're gonna have. We're gonna use conversions, which is lead registration forms, or we're gonna do clicks. Now this is where there's mixed opinions about this. If we use conversions or we use clicks, which is better? Well, you have to keep in mind it all depends on the budget you have and the population of the targeted zone you have. If you have like a lot of budget and you have a very limited population, like 50,000 people or I don't know, whatever, I would suggest to go with clicks because you want volume. You want to have as much clicks as possible or as much volume as possible. So it's better to have clicks. Now you have a narrow budget, you have a very limited budget, and you have a big population of people you want to impact. So you have to take advantage of the budget as be as profitable as possible, or be very careful with the budget. I will do conversions, which we're gonna have less clicks. Campaign is gonna optimize better, but yeah, that's just my suggestions. It's not always black and white. It all depends on the type of market and budget you have. So let's go for clicks for this specific example. You can set a cost per click bid, a limited bid if you want. I would say most of the time I'll just leave it like this. In this case, Google will optimize and see which is pretty much the average click on the market. So let's go next. Now here we have the type of placement we have. I will always suggest to turn off the display network. We don't want to show our ads on display because this type of format doesn't work very well with lead. It's more for brand awareness. Search network, we can leave it on. After a few days, you can check pretty much if the search network works or not. You can turn it off if you want, but just leave it open for this specific example. Now, locations, this is very simple. We can target by city, we can target by perimeter, we can target by zip code. It's very, very flexible. Also, you can do very, very narrow, unless, for example, on Facebook, when you're targeting real estate ads, I think the minimum is 20 miles. Here, the perimeter, I mean, Google Ads, you can do it by 5 miles, so it's very hyper targeted. For example, let's do an example here. So if we go to, I don't know, Miami, right? This campaign was from, well, it's Florida, but this is in Miami. You can do it by location, we just whole location of Miami, or by radius. You can put here Miami, but I want only to be 5 miles. Oops, sorry. Miami, right? So, okay. Wait, sorry, this is, okay, here we go. Now, 5 miles. Yeah, I think it was like that. Well, 5 miles. So yeah, it's very flexible. It's you can do very very targeted advertising if you want. So it's very friendly for this type of campaigns. Just my let's put Miami only for this specific example. But just keep in mind that you can go as specific as you want. Now the language. This also depends. This is not black and white. I mean, for example, we're targeting Miami. Miami, there's a lot of people that speak Spanish. So adding Spanish to our ads could be a good idea, right? It all depends on the location. So you have to know your market, right? Depending on the zone you're targeting, you need to know which is the type of user that lives on the area. Now we're not gonna do this for now. These are dynamic search ads. You have many ads, they optimize it automatically, but I forgot about something. Wait, audiences. Sorry, I forgot about this. The audiences. This is very important. So the audiences are pretty much people that are in a cluster based on behavior. So, for example, if we look for real estate, we can target people that have an intent or buying a property or selling a property. For example, we have here real estate. We're targeting people interested in purchasing or renting residential or commercial real estate. So it will be good to have this type of, how do you say, audience in our ads. You can go by residential properties, houses for sale, apartments for sale. So it's very, very narrow. It all depends, of course, on the type of property you're selling or pretty much your agency or the real estate business is trying to sell. You can use audiences and you can use as targeting. Targeting means that it will target people with this specific behavior. Now this is another, how you say, another part. You can also use keywords, not only audiences but keywords. Now, if you use keywords here, it's going to be very very narrow the targeting because not only the user have to be into the cluster of the audience, but also have to search the keyword on Google. So the pool of people decreases dramatically. So that's what's very important to check. How much budget do you have, and how many people do you impact? If you're targeting a very specific city with low population, do not put keywords if you're using audience or vice versa, because you're not gonna get any impressions. You're gonna be like, your campaign's gonna be dead. So I would suggest in that case to use one campaign only for audiences and another campaign only for keywords, and you then evaluate which work best. But never put audiences and keywords into the same campaign if you have a very narrow audience, because they have to apply to the two conditions. They have to be a purchaser of real estate or interested in real estate, but also have to look on Google. So it's very narrow. We, for this specific example, since it's Miami, well, Miami has a high population, but it's 5 miles only. I don't know how much population Miami has. Well, I don't know. Let's just leave it like this for the sake of the example. This is just an example. Okay, so now we enter the final part of the ad, which is the creative ad, the ads basically. This is basically when you're going to put the text, how the user is going to see your ad. So this is the final URL. You can put how do you say, a path here, for example, rentals. right? And you can see it here how it changes in the headline, and you can put cheap real estate, call us now, I don't know, best properties in Miami. Okay, so this is just an example. You can put here on the first place, here in the second place. So this is very intuitive. I'm going to explain this because this is very easy to put. Then you have to put descriptions. Okay, description is going to be appearing here below. So it's pretty much, you can tell a little bit about your agency. We are amazing. Now, don't use caps on this type of ads. You're going to get rejected. But you can see how to change. Like you can add many ways. Now, there's best practices for this type of ads. This is another thing very important. Always, if you have a lot of properties on sale and the agency have a lot of properties on sale, I will highly recommend to use extensions. So extensions are like this example I have on the screen. So these are pretty much additional links you put on the ad. So the user, either before entering your site, knows they're pretty much filtering the information they want before even entering your website. So they already have what they want without filtering anything on your site. So the funnel to the lead to the conversion is easier, is shorter. So that's a very good practice. I would suggest to use it. For example, you can put a site link extension of rentals or condos or apartments or anything below 200,000, anything below properties below 500,000. That you can put it, you can do as much variations as you want. Now per ad set, I mean per ad set, you can create at least 3 creatives, so 3 ads. So try to do a good combination of each one of them and see which one will work best. Now, this is very over the top, an over top campaign. If you have any questions, please let me know. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, put the bell thing. And yeah, if you are, I can provide consultancy if you're an agency running this type of campaigns. If you have a real estate business and you need some help generating high quality leads for your business, you can book a call with me one-to-one to evaluate your business, your market, see the potential for growth, and see how we can scale those numbers. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching the video, and see you soon.